my opinion, miraculous is a tiny bit overrated. I mean, sis, don't get me wrong, I ain't no hater. In my opinion, miraculous is a tiny bit overrated. In my opinion, miraculous is a tiny bit overrated. I mean, sis, don't get me wrong, I ain't no hater, but it's the same in every freaking episode. You know, someone gets angry, then they get acclimatized by Hawkmoth. Then Ladybug and Cat Noir come to the rescue and fight a little bit. And then Ladybug uses her, like, lucky charm, and then they win. Then Hawkmoth, at the end of every single episode, is like, I will get you next time, Cat Noir and Ladybug. Just you wait and see. Miss Girl! Well, it better be soon, Hawkmoth. It's been like 100 episodes, and you ain't even been close. Get your game face on. Get your game face on. Why people in my class are so energetic at like 8 a.m. in the morning. Okay, they're all laughing, having fun, whilst I look like an ugly rat. They're looking fresh as a daisy, just come out the freaking shower, and I look like, I don't know, I haven't slept in months. I also get cranky in the mornings because they, stupid school and my alarm interrupted my lovely dream.
Who remembers in primary school it would be home time and all the parents are standing outside waiting for the teacher to let you go. And then suddenly a very, very serious crime happens in the classroom. Your teacher has discovered that there is one glue stick without a lid on it. She would say, excuse me everyone, where is the missing glue stick lid? You are not leaving until somebody finds it. Everyone is on their hands and knees, desperate to find the stupid piece of plastic. Like love, it's only a piece of plastic. Nobody wants to steal it. No one wants to sell it. It's worthless.
Everyone, you have to have this one person in your class, or you're just lucky to get into a nice class. That one person who just always wants to be right. When someone answers a question and they get it right, they say this. Yeah, I got that too. Really? Really? Next example. When they get it wrong and the teacher asks, how did you go wrong? Where did you go wrong? They explain and then they say this. I was gonna do that. You weren't gonna do that, were you? Were you? Tell me that now. You weren't. Now stop trying to be the best in the class who gets everything right. Goodbye.
There's always that one girl who thinks everyone loves her and thinks everyone is her friend. But honestly, just find her the most annoying thing ever. And when someone doesn't like her, she cries. Also, the same girl, to say that she did so bad in a test, she's internally crying. She tells you she got 98%. And then she asks you what you got. You tell her you got 78%. And then she says, oh my god, that's so good. Like, no. You literally just said that you got such a bad score. I got so much lower than you. And you told me mine is good. Make that make sense.
Roblox with your friends and they're like, oh, what game do you want to play? And you're like, oh, I don't mind, you pick. And they're like, oh no, I picked last night, you picked tonight. So you just pick a random game. Let's use Murder Mystery, for example. And you're like, oh, let's play Murder Mystery. And then your friend's like, I don't like that game. Well, don't tell me to pick the game then. If you don't like the game that I want to play, don't ask me to pick the game in the first place if you're not gonna play the game I want to.
We literally had that one kid in primary school who would literally ruin everything for the class. Like, say if the teacher was doing that 1 minute in silence thing because we were talking too much in the lesson, and then we'd lose like a minute of our break time. But if someone as such as made a sound, then like we'd have to start all over again, like blah 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 blah. There would always be that one kid who thought he was an actual comedian because he kept on making bloody gorilla noises in the 1 minute of silence, and then we'd have to keep on starting the time all over again, and this dude just wouldn't stop. And he's not even funny. He sounded like a bloody demented goose. Like, are you okay? And then we'd get onto the playground, and then there'd be these group of boys who were like hella mad, and they were like, oh my god, you lost 5 minutes on our break time, like, fight me. And then there'd be year 6 beef, and then we'd have that depressing talk with the teacher about how, oh my god, you're the top of the year, like, we, like, look up to you. Like, you should be better than this.
A story that happened to me a while ago. So I usually like to keep my YouTube channels and like whatever private. This girl comes up to me and she's like, "Oh my god, are you on YouTube?" So I put on my best acting skills and I was like, "No, I don't even watch YouTube." And she's like, "Oh, well, I have a YouTube channel and I have 1,000 subscribers." And I was like, "Oh my god, that's so cool. What do you do?" And she's like, "Well, I dance." But get this, she had the audacity to tell us that if we were to start YouTube, we would become famous like her. Honey.
Right, that's it. I can't anymore with these stupid friend requests. Why can't the friend request come at the top of your screen, not covering the jump button? I absolutely hate it. I was just about to make it to the top of like 40 stages, and then I got a friend request. I accidentally pressed accept instead of jump, and then I fell. Thanks a lot, Unicorn Lover 568.
In class it was my birthday and I brought in these cupcakes for everyone to share. There is this one kid who is very allergic to gluten and so I thought I bought gluten-free cupcakes. I was wrong. When we started to eat, the kid's face turned green and asked if he could use the bathroom. The teacher said yes, but as soon as the kid stood up, the most aggressive thick double-decker brick, do a flip, really hot chick, not so quick shard in the whole universe, the window shattered and the sprinklers went off. Everybody swore they saw Satan outside. The kid sharded for like 5 minutes straight with no breaks. He got the shard all over his chair and all over the walls. Once he was done, he was taken to the hospital for how aggressive the shard was.
My mom called the school and she was like, "Hey, my daughter's not going to be in today. She has to go to the doctor." So I wasn't going to be there for like my first 2 classes. And of course, I had a test in my first class, which I obviously could not be there for. So as soon as I get home, it's after school, all my classes are done, I take the test. And I only got 3 wrong. Hallelujah. So my friend texts me, she's like, "Okay, like, let me know your score." So I go on there, and it says I got a 0 out of 40. 0, an F, 0. But I go on there and I only got 3 wrong. So I check Power School, it's like a place where you can check your grades. And she put the test in as an F. So now I have a 23 in my class, and I emailed her, right? And she said, "You weren't in class to take the test, so it's an F."